Draw the next shape in the pattern. So since we're talking about patterns, we're of course using some inductive reasoning. So I can see that coming from the first picture to the second picture, I've added a triangle and then two squares to the sides of the triangle. And notice that this triangle that's right there, the hypotenuse is setting along one of the sides of the square, and each of the sides of the right triangle we're adding a square. And that's basically the pattern. You just keep doing that for every square that's in the picture. So, for example, I have two squares that are on the ends on that picture, so I'm going to have to add a triangle, right triangle to the tops of each of those. And then to each of these sides I add myself a square. And that's what we see in the third picture. So let's complete our next one. I need to start off with this base square here. And put my initial right triangle here and the squares that are on each of these sides. Alright, so I've basically just copied this diagram. And now, to make the next stage, I have right triangles on these two squares, and squares on each of those legs. Okay, so now I've duplicated that one. And for each of these squares, the four squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, I need a right triangle on each of the tops of those, and then some more squares. So, right triangle on each of these. I don't know what happened, this one's starting to slant a little bit. And then squares on each of these legs, like so. So this is an example of a fractal, and the name of this fractal is the Pythagorean tree, because it kind of looks like a tree, a little bit. And it's based on the Pythagorean theorem, where you have yourself a right triangle and a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared.